Hello. No, we're going to make it run around the room. We're going to start over here. Hello. Ready? Here we go. Bye. Life 180. When they told me I had to talk, I had to tell you, I was a little worried because, you know, I ain't really made that big a change. Yeah, our double wide, I mean, we got underpinning all the way around it, but that's about the biggest change for us. As I was thinking about it, guys, Life 180 is this. Most people live in fear. They live in frustration. Most people live in financial frustration. Life 180, we live in freedom. We live in fun. We live with family. Guys, this business can truly help us make that change. How do we do it? There's several key points I want to share with you. The first, and I think one of the most important, is something called attitude. Guys, if you want to change your life around, if you want to do that 180, the optimism is the key. Norman Cousins said it best. You see, he said, the tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside of us while we live. I don't know about you, but I choose to be positive. I choose to find the good. I commit to you that I will not be negative. Reminds me of the couple back home. This lady was kind of negative. She was talking about herself. She had looked in the mirror and she said, honey, I'm getting old. I'm getting ugly. I'm getting fat. She said, honey, play me a compliment. He looked at her and said, you still got good eyesight. Did y'all get that over here? You see, being positive is hard because you meet stupid people every day. John Wayne said it best. He said, life is hard. It's harder for stupid people. Do you know that each year in America, 40,000 people are injured in the toilet? That's a fact. You ain't real bright if you're getting hurt in the outhouse. They tell us that 1 out of 3 Americans suffer from mental illness. I want you to think of your 2 best friends. If they're okay, don't get ahead of me. Look, being positive won't solve all of life's problems. I understand that. But it will annoy enough people that you're happy, that you're positive, that you're looking at the good. It will annoy enough people that it'll make your day worthwhile. You have to have that optimistic attitude. You have to be positive. And there's so much to celebrate. There's so much to be positive about. As I get older, I'm happy. I'm positive. I'm thankful. Wrinkles don't hurt. You can find the good in anywhere you're at. But I would submit to you, when you change your life around 180, when you make that change, keep your priorities there. Keep the first things first. Some of you have heard me say, for me, my first priority, the biggest thing in my life is my Lord and Savior, my God. Don't clap, please. No, don't. Look, I don't deserve it and He don't need it. You just make the commitment to put God first. I fail Him every day. I fail Him constantly, but I thank God for His grace. My second favorite word is my family. I love my family dearly. I have them here with me today. My beautiful wife, Marcy, my 3 children, Toby, Tanner, and Mackenzie. I love y'all. The rest of my family's kind of like fudge. They're real sweet, but there's a few nuts in there. Family, the positive attitude, being optimistic. But guys, no matter what we think, no matter what we decide, it doesn't happen until we decide to work at it. You're going to have to put in some effort. You're going to have to commit to doing this, to making that change. That work is the key. And it's not that you're that good or you understand it or you're that smart. I'm proof of that. If I have any attraction, if people like listening to me for any reason, it's simply because I validate you ain't got to be good. All you have to do is work at it. Trey Dyer and Chris LaFave decided they were going to give some of their time back to the community. So they got involved in something called Habitat for Humanity. Have you heard of this? They built a house. Now, Chris LaFave, executive director, phenomenal young man, he's done some building, so he knew a little bit more about it. He puts Trey Dyer, presidential director, up on the roof. Trey's up there, has the hammer, pulls out a nail, boom, boom, boom. Pulls out the next nail, throws it down. Pulls out a nail, throws it down. Pulls out a nail, boom, boom, boom. Pulls out a nail, boom, boom, boom. And about every third or fourth nail, Trey is throwing them off the roof. LaFave comes over there and says, Dyer, why are you throwing them nails down? Trey Dyer, presidential director, said, they're defective. They put the head on the wrong end. Chris LaFave stood there a minute and said, you idiot, save them for the ceiling. Living proof it ain't about intelligence. I know I've heard it said that the early bird gets the worm, but hear me, it's always the second mouse that gets the cheese. Don't worry about the fact that you're just getting started. It ain't about when you got in, it's what you do when you're in. It's that change you make. Hear me. It ain't your beliefs that make you a better person. It's your behavior. You have to take what you've learned this weekend. You have to take what's been shared with you, and you have to put it into use. You have to work at it. You have to decide. You have to choose. I'm going to have a better attitude. I'm going to be more positive. I can do this. I will do this. And try as hard as I could, I couldn't think of a story to exemplify that. And then it come to me. Many of you know you've seen him come from the heavens above today. A fellow by the name of Daryl Smith. Now, what a lot of folks don't know about old D is that before he got in Ignite and before he became a professional, Daryl Smith was having trouble finding a job. Even though he was optimistic, even though he was positive, even though he was willing to work, he just had a little bit of trouble finding that employment. One day he answered an ad for the Dallas Zoo. He got to the zoo. There was a guy with a clipboard, little bitty wire rim glasses that said, "We only have one position available." Daryl said, "I don't care. I'll do it. I'll feed the elephants. I'll clean up after the elephants. Whatever you need, just give me a job." The guy said, "Well, it's kind of embarrassing. You see, our gorilla died, and we just can't have a zoo without a gorilla. So what we want you to do, Mr. Smith, is dress up in this ape suit and jump around." Daryl was willing to work. Daryl was a positive person. He was optimistic, but he didn't want to get in no ape suit and jump around. The guy said, "It pays $58,000 a year. Daryl said, you got it. First day on the job, he puts on his fake ape suit. He zips it up. He takes his fake ape helmet, puts it on, locks it in place, and he walks out into the Daryl gorilla cage. He went home. He told his wife, Denise, he said, baby, I'm about to lose the best job I ever had. He said, this thing pays us more money than we've ever made, but you know what? The kids ain't stopping. Nobody's coming by. You know what she told him? Denise said, Daryl, be positive, be excited, be optimistic, work at it. And that's what Daryl Smith did. Our boy Daryl, he started watching reruns of Wild Wild Kingdom. He started going to the zoo in Fort Worth and watching what the real gorillas did. He started pumping weights. He started taking gymnastics and tumbling lessons. He worked on his voice, and Daryl would come out of that cage with enthusiasm, with positive, with vigor, and he was the attraction. And he would run and climb, and it wasn't long till Daryl became the centerpiece of the Dallas Zoo. People would come from all around to look at this gorilla. People would talk about, he's so human-like. Finally, one day, they decided they was going to put a plaque. It said, Daryl the gorilla, #1 attraction, Dallas Zoo. It was his big day. He was excited. He was pumped. He puts that suit on. He comes out, and folks, he gave them a show. Climbing, swinging. Finally, he gets to the top of the cage, and he grabs a vine, and he pushes harder than he had ever pushed before. All of a sudden, the vine broke. He fell in the cage beside his. There was 4 hungry lions looking right at him. Hunger juice just dripping out their lip. Old Daryl started backing up. Lions kept coming forward. Daryl kept backing up. Finally, they had him in a corner. There was nowhere to go. He decided it was time to let the word out. He started hollering, help me, somebody. I ain't no ape, I'm a... Boom! The biggest lion took off. Claws are gleaming, paws are shining, roaring, screaming. Roar! Knocked him to the ground, buried his claws in him, looked right at him. Said, shut up, you fool, you're going to get us all fired. Hard to believe I'm a top earner, ain't it? Listen, quit worrying about the cat in the other suit. Quit worrying about what other people think. Quit worrying about what they do. The only thing that counts is what you think, what you do, what you want. How are you going to live? I submit today it is life 180. Live in freedom. God bless.